The best things in life are free, and that's what Makari is, a free play, right? Which does sound too good to be true. Okay, we'll look at what the speedster of the Eternals brings to the table in just a bit. But first, who is Makari? Makari was created by the Celestials 1 million years ago and has looked after humanity ever since. And just like his fellow Eternals, he has superhuman abilities, but he focused most of his eternal energies to improving his speed. In his very, very long lifetime, he's had an on-off relationship with Cersei through the centuries. In Eternals Volume 5 Issue 1, we find out that it is actually common for Eternals to change their appearance and or gender upon their rebirth every 20 to 25,000 years, something that I'm sure was done in part to match Makari's movie portrayal. In Marvel Snap, Makari is a 3-energy, 4-power card with the ability, after the turn, runs from your hand to a random location, if possible. You know, when this card was originally announced, it was actually a 3/3, and for the most part, most of the Snap community decided it was gonna be skip week. Alright, you save your keys and tokens, so they buffed her, and now she's a 3/4. But is that actually gonna make a difference? I mean, there's actually an argument that makes her worse at 3/4, but we'll get to that in a bit. In the trailer, she's touted as a free card for Surfer decks.
You don't even have to spend energy to play her. Makari's a great addition to Silver Surfer decks because it's an extra target for Silver Surfer to buff.
Because when you draw her, she plays herself at the end of the turn, right? The problem with that is if you draw her on 6, she won't get the Surfer buff because she plays herself at the end of the turn after Surfer's done his thing. Also, she goes to a random location, which means she could win you the game, she could run into a location you're already winning and make no difference, or she could run to Bar with No Name or Space Throne and cost you a lane. Also, with junk decks out there, she could completely lock you out of a lane. Look, I'm not liking that randomness there, and the thing with Surfer style decks is there are just better options to play, especially with Serra Surfer. I mean, the Brood Absorbing Man combo is there for you to fill up the board before you drop the Surfer. There are just so many better options at 3 costs, so it's gonna be really hard to justify having Makari in your deck. I don't know, maybe when TVA becomes a hot location, you can swap her in because she plays herself for free. Makari comes to the Spotlight Cache with 2 cards we've seen several times in the Spotlight Caches already, X-23 and Gladiator. Yeah, I guess if you don't have them, this is your chance. I mean, X-23 is a key card in the Destroy archetype and still Series 5. And this variant is pretty badass, but other than that... So yeah, it's kinda hard to justify spending keys or tokens this week. The ironic thing is, if she had stayed at 3 power and not gotten buffed, she would actually have made sense in a Cerebro 3 deck, cause unlike Serra Surfer, C3 does find it hard to put bodies out on the board. But at 4 power, I don't know, Cerebro 4 anyone? Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have an idea on how to make Makari work, cause in her case, I'm gonna disagree with the phrase,